Greetings and salutations, Geek Nations, and welcome back to Geek Culture Combat. I am your host, Rob, and I have a very special guest, Brandon, in the building. And we are going to be having a little debate with Big Barda from DC, Big Barda, and another female powerhouse, She-Hulk from Marvel. So from DC, Big Barda, and from Marvel, She-Hulk. But before we do, let me go ahead and remind you to smash that notification bell, like, share, subscribe. And at the end of this debate, you decide in the comment section down below who won between Big Barda or She-Hulk. So we got two phenomenal, awesome women who's going to go head to head. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with Big Barda before I hand the mic over to Brandon. So Big Barda, she's powerful new god from Apocalypse, you know, the same planet that Darkseid is from. Now, she happened to fall in love with Mr. Miracle, who's basically an escape artist, and became a warrior for good. So she started off on the wrong side of the tracks. Now, although she was originally a member of the Female Furies, since leaving from her home planet, she has joined the Justice League and the Justice League of America, and she was also part of the Birds of Prey. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of her abilities, so you guys know what she is working with. Barda is a new god, a race of genetically enhanced beings who evolved godly abilities. Emphasis on the godly abilities from their proximity to the source. Okay, this gives Barda a level of strength roughly parallel to Wonder Woman. She's right there with Wonder Woman, as well as a high resistance to injury, approaching invulnerability. She is damn near invulnerable. She is similarly resistant to disease and most toxins. Okay. As a former female fury trained by Granny Goodness, Barda is a master combatant in terms of swordsmanship and raw brawling, which, in conjunction with her raw strength and grit, make her an immediate match for who? Wonder Woman. In combat, Barda wears apocalyptic battle armor, which enhances her already impressive durability. In addition, Barda manages a high-tech weapon called the Mega Rod, and this weapon can create boom tubes for teleportation over long distances, propel her high into the air, and release energy blasts capable of bringing down such powerhouses like Superman. And for a limited time, the Mega Rod can also increase the gravity force of an individual. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to Brandon so he can tell us about She-Hulk, and we're going to get this beat down on the way. Mic is yours.
All right. Hi, everyone. Brandon here. Happy to be on Geek Culture Combat for the first time. Thanks for having me, Pops.
Oh, no problem.
Really excited for this fight. Hearing more about Big Barda, I'd looked a bit into her. Wasn't as familiar, but I think we have a very strong contender in She-Hulk. So to kick it off, of course, She-Hulk's from Marvel. Her real name is Jennifer Walters. She's a lawyer and cousins with Bruce Banner, the Hulk. So she was shot by a mobster, and so instead of being exposed to gamma radiation like her cousin, she was actually saved from that gunshot wound by receiving a blood transfusion from Bruce, and that's how she became the She-Hulk. So very similar to the Hulk in a lot of ways, just not quite at the same level. She's been part of the Avengers, Fantastic Four. She rejoined the Avengers. She was on Fantastic Force, Heroes for Hire, and found her way back to the Avengers. She just loves the Avengers. She can't give them up. And all the while still being a lawyer on the side, showing up to court with green skin and giant muscles. Some might argue that's, using intimidation tactics, but it seemed to be all above board. So getting into her powers, of course, very Hulk-like. She can do a physical transformation. She doesn't have to always be in her hulked out form. When she changes, she will gain about 9 inches of height. She's about 560 pounds and has really dense muscle and bones like the Hulk. Also, something of note is that her strength in her Hulk form scales with her regular human strength. So unlike the Hulk, Jennifer Walters will, hit the gym and lift weights in order to get stronger. So of course she has superhuman strength. She's often rivaled people like Hercules, and Thor in pure physical strength. She's actually been shown to be stronger than Hercules. She let him win an arm wrestling competition where he was going all out, and she just held back and let him win for the sake of his ego. In physical blows, she's gone toe-to-toe with Thor and come out just fine. Of course, she has had to fight her cousin, Bruce, in Hulk form. She hasn't beaten him because he's just another level. But she has stood up to some very strong people, including a perfect clone of Thanos. Not the real Thanos, but a clone of Thanos without the Infinity Gauntlet. She did take on and she defeated him. She also has superhuman speed just because she's so strong. Just like the Hulk, she can run real fast. Superhuman stamina. She is basically immune to toxins, and she can exert herself at peak capacity for about 2 whole days before she's actually going to tire out. So she's in for the long haul, all 12 rounds. Superhuman durability. She can resist heat from negative, or cold and heat from negative 190 degrees Fahrenheit to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit before suffering any kind of burns. Not that those burns would last long, because she also has her cousin's regenerative healing factor. She heals very rapidly, similar to the Hulk. She's immune to all drugs and toxins and to all known earthly diseases. She also can, with her durability, she can take most, energy blasts, any kind of, heavy artillery shells and punches from some of the strongest people in the Marvel universe without, dying. She's been beaten, but she's not dead. She can use her strength to make omnidirectional gamma blasts or shockwaves, similar to the Hulk thunderclap. She has resurrective immortality. So same with the Hulk and other gamma-empowered beings. She is immortal and cannot permanently die. If she's going to die, her body's regenerative factor is going to kick into such a state that she's just not going to die. Similarly to the Hulk, she also doesn't really age, or else she aged much slower. Think like Wolverine, 200 years and still look quite young. And that's pretty much her abilities. Some other feats of strength, I rattled off a few, talking about Hercules fighting Thor. She also managed to, when she got hit with some gamma radiation, she got powered up and she was able to rip the Vision in half. Of course, Vision is made of vibranium, so that's quite the feat. However, she can get overloaded with gamma radiation to the point she can't control her body, and it'll knock her out. So she can't infinitely absorb gamma.
Okay. All right. I see. Okay. She pulled that little stunt with Hercules, but I tell you what, she better not hold back with Big Barda, because Big Barda is no joke, man. I
think that would be a mistake. She should not hold back at all.
I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Big Barda, okay, grew up. Had to come up on Apocalypse. Okay, that's equivalent to the entire planet being the hood and is rough. Okay, that's where she come from. Big Barda come from the wrong side of the tracks compared to Miss Jennifer Walter, who had it easy with her nice little cushy job with her. I'm a lawyer, keeping her day job. Here's the problem. The problem is Big Barda is a warrior all the time. She is a fighter all the time, not a part-time hero. Okay, you got it. She ain't about that life. Jennifer can't handle this life. Grew up. She came up on Apocalypse. Okay, people got to understand that. Just chill. It's like chilling in hell. It was rough out there. Jennifer is not about that life.
Okay, I think you have a point, but my counter to this is, for one, you don't understand how hard it is inside the courtroom. All right, it is brutal.
Okay.
So she's used to a whole different level of adversity. But besides that, regardless of the fact that Jennifer did not grow up with serious adversity, she's still on Earth, which in the Marvel universe is the hood. The whole planet is, because of the other threats that keep coming to mess with us. And so she had to go very quickly from being a normal citizen, a lawyer. She gets shot and she wakes up and they're like, all right, you got to help us save the world constantly. And she rose to the occasion, and she's fought people like Hercules, the demigod of strength. She's fought Thor. Thor is very similar to Big Barda in the sense that he's been fighting for over 1,500 years, has all the experience in the world, in the universe, and he fights for fun. and Jennifer still put the hands on him. She still held it down. All right. Also, she doesn't play around like the Hulk has in the past. All right. There's people that the Hulk has failed to beat that then Jennifer went and beat handily. She beat Man-Thing. So for those who don't know, Man-Thing is the gatekeeper of an interdimensional portal that serves as a bridge between realities. When he's not doing that, he wanders around the Florida Everglades. Right. So all the Florida Man headlines you see are probably influenced by him. Many times in Hulk's early days, he fought Man-Thing, and Hulk never beat Man-Thing. He couldn't finish him. She-Hulk comes up, fights this dude one time.
Oh, it's like
puts the hands on him. Puts the hands on him.
Oh, okay. So
and he's not back for more.
Okay, that's how you coming. Okay, let me tell you and your client what you're dealing with. Okay. Big Barda, okay, when you're talking about her powers and her abilities, you were going there, okay, we're going to flex a little bit too, okay? New God physiology, okay? The beings of New Genesis call themselves gods and live outside the normal time and space in the realm called the fourth world, okay? These new gods have evolved due to their close proximity to the source of primeval energy, believed to be one of the ultimate foundations of the universal expression of energy, along with their superior technology into beings of genetic stability and evolutionary perfection. Now, what does that mean in plain English? Well, one, immortality. Barda, like you alluded to a little bit earlier in comparison with Thor, Barda was born in the year 1748, okay? So she's been around a long time, but she looks like she's about 30. Okay, she looks like she's about 30. She's a new god. Okay, she is functionally immortal, having ceased aging at around 30. Okay, so that's right there. Okay, it could easily live for thousands upon thousands of years. Okay, Barda is immune to the ravages of time. Okay, so that's it. She can live for thousands and thousands of years. Superhuman durability, okay, even outside her armor. Now she wears armor, but even outside her armor, Barda is fairly difficult to damage. She is resistant to blunt trauma like punches, because that's all your girl has, kicks and blows from weapons like bats and maces, though not completely immune unless the blows are dealt by a being with a similar or greater strength than Barda, okay? But that's kind of hard to come by sometimes. She's on par with Wonder Woman. Okay, there just isn't a chance of injury. Okay, and however, her invulnerability does not extend to like bullets. But since your girl don't really fight with guns, I don't have to worry about that. Okay, I don't have to worry about that. She don't have knives. I don't have to worry about that. Okay, is that her invulnerability is more akin to that of an Amazon. Okay, so she is pretty tough. Reflexes. I didn't even give her reflex. Reflexes she has an enhanced physiology which allows her to move her entire body at incredible speeds with heightened accuracy. Okay, despite wielding weapons and armor and even alien tech, she's able to move and flow with astonishing ease. Okay. Your girl's gonna have to go back to the courtroom because she can't come out here in these streets like that.
All right, well, that's where I think you're wrong, because you talked a lot about her not going to be taking damage. The thing is, you're talking about a woman who came out of the courtroom and started fighting and going toe-to-toe with gods, actual gods, all right? The gods of the Marvel Universe. Thor, extremely strong, right? Thor has put the hands on Hulk, and he's beat the Hulk, right? Granted, he uses magic and he has Mjolnir, but he also... we've seen he can fight hand-to-hand with the Hulk and come out on top. And She-Hulk has beat Thor, and she is stronger than Hercules. Straight up, not even a competition. She's just stronger than him. They only have to fight to find out. Now, additionally, you talk about your girl's not completely invulnerable outside her armor. So really, once She-Hulk starts getting going and she gets that armor tore off, because it's going to be a long fight, the armor's not going to survive. Once that's gone, she don't need bullets. She's got super strength and super speed. She can just poke her really hard with her finger and have the same pressure as a bullet and puncture her chest. Same thing. Now, if we're talking about invulnerability, how is Barda going to do any damage to She-Hulk? She-Hulk is not going to take any damage from punches at all. Her skin's not going to be cut, and she can take energy blasts. So what exactly does Barda bring to the table to hurt her? And even if she can hurt her, super fast healing, just like the Hulk, just like Wolverine. Resurrective immortality. How are you going to even kill her? She's not going to die. So you're just going to keep fighting until one of them is worn out. And here's the thing. If the fight goes on, they say, all right, let's call it a draw. Let's meet back, in 100, 200 years. See what happens. It doesn't seem like Barda's getting any stronger, whereas She-Hulk can just go lift some weights for 200 years and benefit from the advances that we make in sports medicine here on Earth. You look at bodybuilders in the 70s compared to today, and today they're about 3 times bigger. So imagine a couple hundred years down the line, She-Hulk's going to be even stronger. So
you know what?
I just don't see how Barda's even going to touch She-Hulk. How's she even going to hurt her?
You know what? Since you brought that up, because I was ready for this disrespect. I was ready for the disrespect. What's gonna happen since you're talking all that noise? See, you're talking real spicy right now. You're talking real spicy. But
I gotta bring the heat.
Well, Barda has a weapon. You forgot about that. Okay. Now
I was asking. I wanted to hear about the weapons. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. See. She has a weapon, okay? And this weapon, okay, and your girl, she don't fight with weapons that often. She really don't get down with weapons. Good. This is a fight, okay? So you get the total package, okay? So she gets her apocalyptic battle armor, so that's gonna be on right there. Now, you forget, Jennifer is gonna be trying to fight her, right? And it's not like they're fighting naked, okay? So she has her armor on at first, which is going to absorb a lot of those punches and kicks, right? She already has that armor. Not to mention that she's already physically durable, like an Amazon, okay? Now, on top of that, in the meantime, she has her Mega Rod. It's a high-tech weapon, okay? It creates, besides taking boom tubes where she can teleport in different places, and she can teleport behind her, she can teleport above her, she can do all those type of things. It can propel her in the air, okay? It releases energy blasts capable of bringing down beings such as Superman. Jennifer is not on the scale durability-wise. She's not on the scale of Superman, and this Mega Rod has hurt the Man of Steel. Okay, the standard bearer for toughness.
What kind of energy is coming out of that thing? Does it have any magic? Because we know Superman's weak to that.
Okay, but this is energy. It don't matter because Jennifer can't handle that. She cannot withstand all that.
It says here that she can withstand powerful energy blasts without sustaining any injury.
It depends on how powerful that rod is. That Mega Rod. It depends on how powerful. Because you're right. If you're talking about bullets or missiles or your average laser or something like that, she's probably not going to take that much damage. But then again, neither would Superman, because it has to be extreme. So if Superman can get hurt by the Mega Rod's energy, because it's extreme, then Jennifer, you're not going to get that past customs if you want to try to make the jury think that Jennifer is just as tough as Superman. It's not going to happen.
And I will not try to convince them that because I would lose the argument right there. But I have a better counter. Okay. So we start bringing. We're not just going fisticuffs. We're going to bring in their whole arsenal. I was ready for this. So She-Hulk, she has a vibranium containment suit gifted to her by the Black Panther to control her gamma emissions, but also serve as additional armor. And as we know, vibranium can absorb all energy blasted at it. How is the energy blast going to even hurt her?
You're dirty, sir. You're dirty.
Also, at one point, Jennifer was given John Jameson's Jupiter suit, which is a suit enhanced by symbiote, which we also know is extremely durable and tough, hard to hurt. I didn't read up that much on the Jupiter suit, but I know it's strong, and I know it can help her withstand some damage of some kind. Lastly, in terms of weapons, no, she does not typically use weapons because she's strong as all hell, and she can just punch people to death. But she also has full security clearance to the Avengers facility and shield. So if she needs to, in the middle of a fight, she could just leap from wherever they are to those facilities and grab any weapons in the Avengers or shield arsenal. You know what? Have to run because they have dangerous weapons.
Okay, you fighting dirty. Okay, no problem, you fighting dirty, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna make this. You know what? We look at, they both are functionally immortal. They both are fast, they're both are strong, and I didn't even really get into that strength, but you touted your girl's strength. You did. You touted her strength a little bit. I'm just gonna give you a little taste, okay, to understand that they're right there in the same class. First of all, I made a comparison to Wonder Woman, who has also been compared to Superman in strength. Now, I'm not saying Wonder Woman is stronger than Superman. She's not, but she's in the class. She's in the same neighborhood. Now, superhuman strength. Barda's super strength comes from her heritage as a member of the new Genesis. She's a new god, where all the people of that realm are genetically superior to normal humans in their physical characteristics. She was later augmented by Darkseid to further increase her strength and stamina at least by 20-fold. Barda's strength is in the megaton range, nearly on the order of Wonder Woman's, easily able to lift a weight well surpassing 100 tons. So this is a super beat down. Okay, so she ain't just be shrugging off these punches. And you know what? I'm gonna turn this fight. I'm gonna turn this fight another way into my favor. Fighting skills. That's it. That's what it's going to come down to, because they're both strong. They're both ridiculously strong, fighting people like Superman and Wonder Woman, and then Jennifer over there fighting, Hercules and Thor and things like that. Okay, cool. They're both strong, no problem. I'm going to make it a fight about raw skill and fighting ability. And we're talking about a person who was born and bred to fight. Trained by Granny Goodness, augmented, trained by Darkseid, leading the Furies, leading these warriors. Okay, she's sick with the skills, man. She's sick with the skills. You keep talking spicy, and your girl's not gonna make it out of the battle. It's that simple.
That's where you are wrong. So I misspoke earlier, partially on purpose to keep this in my back pocket. But in the current iteration of She-Hulk, she actually was strong enough to take down Immortal Hulk in Volume 1, Issue 7, and Immortal Hulk took down Thor in one blow. So she is strong enough to fight her cousin these days. That comic was from 2018. Now, additionally, you're trying to say she's an expert combatant. Well, guess what? It says the same thing on Jennifer's page. She's a formidable hand-to-hand combatant, having been trained by Captain America, the boy himself, and Gamora, the baddest woman in the galaxy. Even in her Jennifer Walters form, she has enough skill in martial arts to dispatch many, regular human level fighters. So you just amplify that with Hulk strength. Now you got Hulk, who also knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, who knows Krav Maga, right? She also highly trained in the use of weapons and battle tactics and strategies. So she's very smart. Not to mention she was a lawyer, an expert attorney. So she's very smart, very good at thinking on her toes, very situationally aware. I just don't see Barda bringing the necessary heat to put Jennifer down on the mat for the 10 count. It's just not gonna happen.
Okay, I see what you're gonna do. Okay.
Also, on her strength level, she went through prolonged weightlifting training and beat the champion of the universe in weightlifting. So her strength, she's in the highest class, champion of the universe level. And during the Enter the Phoenix tournament, Jennifer got empowered by the Phoenix Force. So if you want to take these combatants at their highest possible skill, now you're talking about monumental cosmic energy, the likes of which no one can withstand. The Phoenix Force can disintegrate people with a thought.
You know what?
I'm willing to keep that out if we want to keep things fair and square. I still think Jennifer could take it home.
Well, my final statement is this. You got to understand it's about the skills, and I think Big Barda has the skills. She was on the Justice League. You know that little team over there in DC that hardly anybody knows about. Yeah, that one. She's on there, won that team with them, and held her own. Okay, she stood shoulder to shoulder with these people, the best of the best in the DC universe. She accompanied Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman to Apocalypse to rescue Supergirl from Darkseid's clutches. She did those type of things. Okay, she did those type of things. Okay, she engaged Knockout. Okay, another X-Fury in hand-to-hand combat. Okay, you got on. She been doing this. She has been doing this, and your girl Jennifer. I don't know. Look. Big Barda is a different type of sandwich. Okay, Jennifer is not going to be able to just stand. She got that sheer savagery and ferocity. Don't let Jennifer get it fooled just because Big Barda fell in love, got married. You know, she enjoys being being a wife and everything. You got to understand her background. Her background is warrior. She was born and bred into it. Again, let me remind the people of the jury. Grew up on Apocalypse, served on Apocalypse, okay? Trained and augmented by Granny Goodness and Darkseid.
Guess what?
Okay?
Guess what? People who grow up in it, they get complacent, all right? They don't feel that they have to work for it. They get cocky. Jennifer went from being a normal person to a superhero overnight and rose to the occasion. And you talking about joining the Justice League? Hello. She was part of the Avengers, Earth's mightiest heroes, maybe? Yeah. Also, the fact that they often have to save more than just Earth, as we know, saving the entire universe from interplanetary universal threats like Thanos and other massive issues like Galactus. She was on Fantastic Four. She's fought celestial beings, right? And she joined the Avengers and left the Avengers. Do you think it's because she got fired? No. She just said, yeah, I'm too good for this. I'm going to move on. I'm going to explore my opportunities. And then she came back, said, oh, I'll help you guys out. And then she left again, and then she came back. So she's just playing the field however she wants. And lastly, she served the Living Tribunal. Yes, jury, I left this one in my back pocket as well because I knew my dad would play as dirty as possible here. For those who aren't familiar, the Living Tribunal is one of the strongest beings in the universe, second only to the one above all. And he often does not get involved in the affairs of the universe or the multiverse because he's just too strong to care. He has that I don't give a F power. But he needed someone to serve universal justice. So who did he grab? A person who's dedicated to justice, a lawyer. And she said yes. And she went out and doled out universal justice on behalf of the Living Tribunal, right? So she became an intergalactic warrior.
You know what?
Do you think the Living Tribunal would get someone who doesn't have the skills, as you called it? He doesn't have the skills.
You know,
Jennifer has the skills.
I am ashamed of the lack of respect you are showing Big Barda. But you know what? It's not up to me. You're lucky it's not up to me to decide because I would have already ruled on this. But it's up to the jury. It's not up to me. It's not up to Brandon. It is up to you guys. This has been She-Hulk versus Big Barda, two female powerhouses. But it's up to you to decide in the comment section down below. Let us know who do you think won. Which character is going to take the victory? Also in the comment section down below, if there's any matchups that you guys would like to see and hear debated, drop it down there and let us tackle it for you. We will see you guys on the next Geek Culture Combat.
It's been a pleasure. Hope you vote right.